My name's Lee. I work for Patrick, Waterscapes Australia. Been with him for going on 3 years now. Steep learning curve, there's a lot to learn in it. But yeah, he's a good teacher and I'm kind of lucky to be getting taken under the wing. I started with a background in stonework. I bounced around a bunch of different trades and landed on stonework. It's just the most creative medium to me. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. You never really know what you're going to get out of it until you get on site and see the rock and kind of start to make a plan from there. Moving from just doing two-dimensional rock walls, now it's the next game, the next level, doing 3D ponds, and yeah, really getting a feel for it now and understanding how it all works.
So I'm Russell. I own a company called Spades tree relocators. My main passion is the Queensland bottle trees. I also are the only company that runs tree spades in Queensland, so they're the diggers that dig trees out in one go, and they basically contain the tree, pick it up and put it back in a cage again. So Spades is a very specialised company and we get sent all around Australia. One
of the main ways that we layer the stone is working with the excavator and all the strapping and everything like that, and that was part of my background before I came to Waterscapes, was working as a dogman. Some of those large rocks, it might take us an hour to fiddle with it and place it and get it just how we want it. And the strapping techniques that Patrick's kind of developed as we do it, the safest way that we can do it to minimise the risk. It's not overly technical, but you have to get those sort of things right, otherwise, you know, there's dangers involved.
It's very interesting and learning a lot from working with the guys from Waterscapes, Patrick in particular. It's amazing to watch the way that the techniques they use, which they've learnt over a lot of years. I'm just sort of in awe of it. It's watching it and then watching it start to grow into something that it's hard for me to fathom, not being building ponds, you know, to date. You know, I move big heavy things with slings and cranes, but it's a whole nother ball game, and there's a lot of techniques that I'm learning and enjoying working with these guys. They're great people, very skilled, very passionate, and very safety conscious, and we're just slowly growing this thing out of the ground, and it's a very exciting few weeks.
In these collaborative builds, or the builds where we come on board with a team who have their own equipment and gear to a degree, it can be a little bit difficult because you're almost training people in the process, which is a big part of what we do as well. But you do need those key people on site there to keep it safe for one, and also to get that aesthetic effect. It's very hard to manage as one person, for example, with a team of 5 who have never done it before, to get the effect you want, and also in the speed that we're able to do them.
I just think it's great that Waterscapes will come to people's properties like these, you know, when we're tradespeople with earth-moving equipment, and will work with us.
It's always interesting when you first get to a job, if the client's, you know, got the gear here, and you know, some of his boys have been helping out as well, so it's almost like running a bit of a workshop at the same time. People get interested, like the boys are interested in it, and you can kind of help to train them. They ask a lot of questions and they get on board with it, and it just makes the whole job run smoother when everyone's kind of working together, moving forward. It really brings something to the house. It brings a centre focal point to the landscape, or wherever it might be, you know, around the house that we're building it. Just the smile on the clients' faces, and you know, then they get to enjoy it for the rest of their lives. You know, it's something that's there permanently. That's one of the really rewarding things, is when you turn it on, and then maybe you come back a couple of weeks later and you see how everything's running, everything like that. Talk to the client, answer the questions they have. But to see the wildlife to start to interact with it, like I've seen bats come down and get a drink, birds, you know, wallabies, everything that's here already starts to appreciate it as well. And that's another really rewarding part of it, is we're not taking anything from the environment, we're adding something to it, and it's permanent. It's going to be there, and it's not just us that enjoys it, it's everything around us.